go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces. Brand new kitchens, black and white. I feel the house is dying, and I'm inside. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Every time I think of you, I just break down. I miss you more than I ever could Here's what she'd say. She said, don't cry. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Oh no, don't cry for me, don't cry. She said, don't
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Saturday. So, as you can probably tell from how this live stream started just then, the Gremlin report is already full from before we've even started the live stream. I'm hoping that you can hear me and that you can see me because I had a catastrophic USB failure. It always waits just until I'm about to go live, and it means that all of my connected profiteroles, those are nice, but anyway, all of my connected hardware, easy way of saying it, then disconnects. So it means I lose the camera and I lose the interface and I lose the mouse, the keyboard. So anyway, I had to turn it all off, start it again, the USB adapter that I've got, which has its own power supply, so I don't know why it suddenly starts to disconnect. And this is the second one that I've bought that's doing the same thing, so it's a bit annoying. But anyway, it means that I lose everything. And for some reason, I still have, once it's now reconnected, I still have the sound, which is something that I normally use. But while that song of mine, Don't Cry, was playing at the beginning of the live stream, up on the screen it says disk not ejected properly. So obviously something else has gone wrong USB wise, but I'm hoping that the USB that has accidentally ejected itself is not going to contain any of the songs that we're going to be looking at later. And those songs are, the cover songs, the vote between Just Got Lucky and In My Dreams. We're having a Docken off. So both of those songs are by Docken. It's going to be my version of them, of course. So anyway, let me just click on some buttons and see what happens, because first of all, the names of my patrons will hopefully go across the bottom of the screen because they make this all possible in the first place. So a massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are at the bottom of the screen. I always say that they are the foundation of everything that I do. So thank you all for requesting over on Patreon what we look at on these live streams, starting off with Don't Cry, and that's one of my songs. If you want to check out any of my music, you can head over to wingsofpegasus.com/music to go directly there. Let's have a plug of the mug and the merch. There's the mug, but if you want to get your hands on any merchandise, then you can do. There's a tray underneath this video. If there isn't a tray underneath this video, then there's a link in the description below to the spring.com store. But if you have got that tray, you can click on items and it'll take you through there. The other thing that we've got is, something that's not as serious as everything crashing, but as you can see, when I turn my head to the side, my hair is not curling tonight. I don't know why it does this. Sometimes it just decides not to curl, and then if I turn my head to the side, you can see that I'm pretty much almost blinded, so it's definitely haircut time. But then the problem is I get a haircut and then it curls and it looks like I've got just the worst haircut ever with a massive forehead. So yeah, at the moment I can just about see, so we're getting away with it. That's the hair talk out the way. And let me get the likes goal up on screen, because tonight we are aiming for a new record for the channel of 570. Is that correct? Is that what we had last time or not? Or maybe that's the... Is that the software not updating itself? Or is it... I think it's 575. I'm going to put in 575, whether it is or not. So there we go. There's the likes goal for tonight. And it's a really high target. Obviously, it's higher now that I've set it at 575. So it will definitely be a new record for the channel on a live stream if we can hit that target. So if you can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. But let's get the live likeometer on screen to see that we have 261 likes so far. So if we can get a spike of the likes, that would be great. And that was a little spike that just happened there as I said it. So yes, I'm kind of hoping we get to 300, because then it would be 275 more people that we're looking for. So 275 plus 9 is 284. So there you go. That's a number I'm throwing out there. 302, that's more like it. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. It means we're looking for 273 more people by the end of the live stream to get involved and hit that thumbs up. The other thing is, of course, if we hit that target, we're going to be having Filjam number 174. And this is where we load up a random backing track that Joe has sent me over on Patreon, and we see what happens. So we'll bust out the guitar a little bit later on, if indeed we hit that target. So the other thing to mention is that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So there are people that can't resist donating, and for those people I think it's important they know exactly where their money goes. Between 40 and 65% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But yeah, you don't have to donate. And you don't have to donate to make a request of an analysis video. Just leave one of those requests or suggestions in the comments section of any YouTube video. Or, email one through to wingsofpegasus.com. So that's, how I roll. I'm not one of these people that charges to do analysis videos. And this is the other thing. As for Troll Corner, a little bit later on, it's going to be an interesting one. But given the videos that I've done recently and those two videos, because I had to do a follow-up video because of some of the comments that I was getting where, I don't know, people didn't understand what I was saying, or maybe they did, but they just refused to accept what I'm saying. So I did a follow-up video, and even underneath that video, one of the people who, I say the people, and this is why Troll Corner is going to be a little bit interesting, because yeah, there've been some suspicious goings on in my comment section. But anyway, even one of the people who, or one of the persons who made the comment, or made a comment that I featured in my last video, they commented again underneath the new video of me really trying hard to explain to them how what we're looking at is not an opinion. It's not, you know, me thinking something's happened. I showed in that video that the vocal in question was recorded in 1990, or possibly earlier if 1990 was the official release. But it was the same vocal because it overlapped 3 times in a, you know, between 1990, 2020 and 2024. So that vocal was repeated. It's the same audio file. And yeah, I can't believe, and I don't know, I think it's probably the case that they do know what I'm saying and they do understand it, but even still, for some reason, they continue to just... I don't know what they're continuing to do, to be honest, because there's nothing to really say after my 2 analysis videos. It's just, I guess, accepting the truth of what is actually going on with performances. And I've had that multiple times in the past where there have been, you know, fans of bands who have seen an analysis video, and some people do say that, oh, I'm disappointed to know that this is happening, but I accept it, and you know, it's just part of, sadly, the music industry nowadays that is happening quite a lot. But then you get other people who are just in denial, that won't accept that, yeah, and they accept all of the other analysis videos that I do on bands that they don't know or they might not like. As soon as, yeah, somebody that they do like is then either miming or, you know, using auto-tune or pitch correcting their voice on a live performance, or at least the producers are, then all of a sudden it's now in a different category, and it's like, oh, well, how dare you do it to that artist. As I've said, you don't have to donate for any analysis videos. Everyone is a request. So I'm going to just cover the videos that are sent to me. And that one that I was sent from that vocal coach, or on the vocal coach from that live performance, that's exactly the same as every other request. I usually get an email with links to particular performances, and that was one of those, saying that they thought that there's some lip syncing going on, and at that point I investigate and come up with objective data to either prove or disprove, you know, what's being said. And there are some times where people have said, oh, is this pitch corrected or is it mine? And it hasn't been. So it works both ways. But that's the thing about objective evidence, and, you know, providing objective data as proof is it goes one way or the other. There's no way of saying, oh, well, you know, it matched over 3 times, so maybe it's the same. You know, when we're looking at it in the detail that we do, there's no maybe about it. It's to the 100th of a second, the pitch to 0 cents. And like I said in my video, if you've ever tuned a guitar string with a tuner, even that you'll see it wavers, and that's a string. Vocal cords can't be tuned to the note, so that you tune your vocal cords and then you just you hit it and it's perfect. So yeah, you cannot repeat something to 0 cents to the 100th of a second, one performance to the next, let alone over the course of, what, 34 years, I think that was. Anyway, yeah, but that's all going to be coming up in Troll Corner. So, I can see Arlene says, can you tune correct a violin? Lindsay Sterling's violin playing. So thank you for that. You can pitch correct anything you want. But the thing about, the violin and any stringed instrument that is fretless, it means that you're going to get a slight variation from one note to the next, and this is why great singers match the frequency they're singing to, not a 440 standard tuning or standard pitch, equal temperament. They don't match to that. They're not looking at lines when they're singing. They're listening to violinists, for example, who are all playing ever so slightly sharp, ever so slightly flat, because of their personal technique, their vibrato, for example, but also the fact that it's not fretted, which means you're not going to get 0 cents, that precise all the time, which is what is happening with a pitch correction. And that's what auto-tune does. It just really keeps everything on those lines and nothing is going off those lines. Even if the instrumentation is not on those lines, that nowadays it's an industry standard to use pitch correction. So they are pitch correcting voices to the lines when what they're singing to might be flat or might be sharp. So this is why it all sounds a little bit weird. So anyway, I can see that there have been some donations, so thank you guys for those. And over on PayPal, I will jump into that in a second. And Paul has donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is 416,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Everyone have fun tonight. Let's spike those likes. All y'all rock. So thank you for that. And this is something I didn't have time to change, was the subscriber count, so I'll do that. And I can see Francis says, are you doing any gigs in the near future? So no plans at the moment. I'm so busy with everything and this side project that I'm doing as well, but everything's just crazy busy on the channel at the moment. So it's just keeping up with messages, emails, and trying to organize future things for the channel as well, like interviews and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very busy at the moment. And I mean, early in the year, there was the possibility of me playing over in the USA with Taj, but unfortunately, yeah, that was something, again, it's just so difficult to organize things when, well, Taj is so busy, I'm so busy. But at some point, I mean, we have said that if he makes it over to the UK, which I know Brandon, his dad, said that they want to do next year. If they are over here, then yeah, we'll be doing something together. But no live performances at the moment. It's just so hectic every single day. This is it. It's a 24/7 thing. So, but this is the point that if Taj comes over, because we've said we'll do something, I'll just make a window of time for that particular performance whenever it may be. Of course, you guys over on Patreon will be the first to know as and when anything like that happens. But yeah, as with interview videos and all that kind of stuff, I'll let you guys know over there as soon as anything is in the diary and yeah, solidly booked in. But matching schedules, it's always the same problem with everything that I do. It's trying to find a time when I'm not busy and when the person who I'm either going to be interviewing or wants to, I don't know, have a chat about maybe something that they're doing in the future, or so many different things that get in the way of, it's just the schedule, but so many things that get in the way where I might say the time zones as well. There's another thing where you say, oh right, yeah, I can do it at 8 o'clock tonight. So and they'll say, oh well, that'll be 3 a.m. where I am. so yeah, especially talking to people in other countries, it tends to be the main thing, at the moment. And Seal, for example, he's over in the USA, so it's matching time zones. And yeah, I mean, Seal is such a busy guy anyway that yeah, we're still kind of working on nailing down the time when we can both be free in order to have a chat on the channel. So yeah, as I said, I'll let you guys know about that in the future on Patreon. But anyway, let's get back to that donation from Paul. Thank you for that. And it means, oh yeah, I was going to try and update this thing on screen before I actually show it on screen. Let me see if I can do that. And then, as if by magic, hopefully this will appear correctly. 416,000 subscribers. So there we go. Thank you guys for subscribing. It's gone over by, well, clocked over to another 1,000 from last time, I think. So yeah, 416,000, which is amazing. And yeah, if you want to make sure you get notified for all your videos, you have to hit that little square in the notification bell, and then you'll get notified for the videos and the live streams. But thank you guys for subscribing, watching the channel, commenting, hitting the thumbs up, all of that cool stuff, and for tuning in to the live streams as well. It really does help the channel to grow, and for the live streams to get out there a little bit more as well. So I will cut off all of that cheering, and Jeffrey has just donated $5, so thank you for that, Jeffrey. And there's a person with very big hair, so I mean it is quite accurate. My hair's not that big, but it's bigger than mine, and the person with the big hair says, "Higher behind a cloud." So thank you for that, Jeffrey. And Diamond Girl has donated $2 and says 417,000 now, Phil. And then has donated $2 and says 417,000 now, Phil. So thank you for that, Diamond Girl. Right, we're going to have to do a literal instant change. So I was correct, and that was not correct. I just typed in smudged over the numbers there, but hopefully. So thank you guys for subscribing. We're now at 417,000 subscribers, which is great. So if you want to get notified for all the videos, blah de blah de blah. So yeah, that's amazing. It must have only just gone to 417,000 subscribers. So maybe if we catch it really early, it means that next time we won't go over by 1,000 because there would have been less. Or maybe I'll save that for next time. We'll pretend that we didn't do it this time so that I can address every single 1,000 over each live stream. But anyway, thank you for those donations. Now we are going to be jumping into the PayPal window, and first of all, it's Tanya who donated £10 and 88 pence. So thank you for that, Tanya. And the message is, your Mr. Big cover of To Be With You is awesome. So glad it won on Tuesday's live stream. Just curiously wondering about one thing. The line that says, fate will twist the both of you. You sing both times. Love will twist the both of you. Was that on purpose or accidental? Just curious. So thank you for that. And it's definitely accidental. And this is the thing that when I did the cover videos and all of the ones that I did, I don't know, there's like, 35 of them or something crazy. And I used to do one a month. So there were quite a lot of covers. So it means that I've spent 35 months making covers. So yeah, it is quite a lot. So when people say, oh, you're going to do more cover videos, I've done quite a long stint of them back to back. About 35 months worth. And this is because I don't use backing tracks. I play it all myself and kind of build it up and then do the vocals. And with the vocals, it means that I'm learning the words for the songs. I don't like to be reading off something. I just don't like the look of that. I'd rather learn the words. But in this particular case, because that was accidental, it just meant that I didn't learn the words well enough. So, but if I only got one word wrong, then that's the result, I think. So thank you for that, Tanya. So the answer to that is no, it wasn't intentional. It's just my bad recollection of words, my learning, that was the problem there. So thank you for that, Tanya. And I think this is something that happens in a lot of songs where particular bits of them, or the chorus and the words to the chorus or a verse, but then there's other bits that you gloss over in your head when you're working your way through the song because you're not really sure exactly what the person is saying. So yeah, and then you get those comedy sketches where misheard lyrics and all that kind of stuff, and people think it's one thing and the other. But anyway, thank you for that donation. And we had another one that came through from Tammy for £10. Thank you for this, Tammy. The message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 417,000 subscribers. If you keep at this rate, you might see 500,000 by the end of the year. We're rooting for you. Rock. So thank you for that, Tammy. And let me just try and do some maths quickly. Where are we? September, October, November, December, 4, 8, 12. So if we go up by 1,000 a week, which is quite a lot, it's quite fast, it means we're going to have 12,000. So I think 500k by the end of the year is a little optimistic, but we will see. It's never quite gone up that drastically just going up by 1,000 is great. 1,000 people is a lot of people. But thank you for that, Tammy. And Sue has donated £20. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, loved your rant video. Trolls be damned. Truth is its own reward. Keep shining your light, Phil. Sue, and in brackets, Hermes Ninja. I'm going to say it as Hermes. I know that last time on the live stream, I wasn't sure what it was, but I think there's a delivery company called Hermes, or at least that's what we call it. I mean, it does sound a little bit like some kind of disease, but I know that it's not. I mean, it could be Herms. So maybe Sue can let me know. Maybe it's something that I've just never heard before. Hermes ninja or Herms ninja. Maybe it's a type of ninja, and I don't know a lot about ninjas. So yeah, I really don't know. But thank you for that, Sue. Just saying Sue is a lot easier. Oh, Corey says no, it's a fashion thing. All right, I thought it was maybe like ninja. You had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, yeah, that was all about fighting and martial arts and stuff. Obviously, there were turtles as well. But when I was a kid, yeah, I was really into the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, as they were called here in the UK. I don't know why they were called that here, and then over in the USA they were called Ninja Turtles. But they were just marketed differently, but they still looked the same. And yeah, one Christmas I got the turtle action figures, which, I mean, it was crazy because they were so popular. I know for a fact that my parents had to go all over the place to try and find them because they were sold out everywhere. But I did get the Turtles figurines for Christmas. And this is another thing of how times have changed, that I got 4 of those figures for Christmas. And that was my main Christmas present that I was absolutely buzzing about. And I don't know how much they must have cost. What, £5 each? So maybe £20? My parents might be able to remember. But then you've got kids nowadays who are, getting like a PlayStation 5. It's like, it's what, £400, £500, and I was absolutely buzzing with my £20 collective figurines that I got, which is great. And I got another Christmas, I got the Ghostbusters, and with the Ghostbusters figures, I then for Christmas got Ecto 1, is it called, which was the car, and then I saved up my pocket money of £1 a week, which was a lot of weeks because I remember it's really expensive to get the Ghostbusters. I don't know what you'd call it because it's like a station. It might have an official name, but it was like a fire station that the Ghostbusters have in the movie, and then you could pour slime down the top of it. The only problem with the slime is after a few weeks it solidified, so it didn't do its slime thing anymore, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, that was a lesson in life, that you save up for then what you want to buy. And that's pretty much how I've spent my life since a kid now. I always save up the money first and then buy something rather than putting it on credit cards and all that kind of stuff. So that's the funny thing about getting my car. They did a credit check and they realised that, and I said, I've never had a credit card or anything. And so yeah, we just had to kind of start one. So that's the first thing ever that I had my name on, as effectively having a loan for the car and paying it off every month. So I don't think they'd seen that before, especially, how old was I then? Maybe like 38 or something. So yeah, I don't think they'd seen that before, getting so far in life and never having a credit card, because I just save up the money and then buy whatever I want once I've saved up. But that's just the Ghostbusters lesson. Anyway, thank you for that, Susan. And yeah, that last video turned into a bit of a rant, but it's just trying to explain things to people. It's really, especially when you think it's clear. But I think it's more of maybe a denial thing that could be the main thing that's in question. But anyway, thank you for this donation, Angela, for £17.99. And the message is, hi Phil, what type of acoustic guitar would you recommend for the first time beginner? I have small hands, so something that my fingers could actually stretch / reach from top to bottom on the frets, and preferably an inexpensive one. Many thanks. So thank you for that, Angela. Right. So, I mean, if you have small hands and you're worried about the guitar being too big, or maybe you're trying out different guitars, full-size guitars, and it's too much of a stretch, which can be the case sometimes, I would probably advise going down the Ed Sheeran route of getting a 3/4 size guitar, because that's what he plays. So if you're struggling to reach particular frets, then yeah, just get a 3/4 size guitar. And in terms of buying one online, I mean, it can be hit and miss. I always say that if you can get your fingers on the fretboard, try the guitar out yourself, and just try to get the feel of it, because you can get some guitars that are really expensive, but they just don't feel nice to play because of your own personal physiology. And I say this in videos when I'm kind of demonstrating guitar techniques, where the physiology is so obviously unique to you. The size of your fingers, how much of a stretch you can get with your hand, and whether a guitar that is either expensive or cheap, it is suited to your physiology. Because there'll be some guitars that are cheap that actually are nicer to play than really expensive guitars. I used to work in a guitar shop as the guitar teacher there, so I got to try out loads of different guitars and really expensive guitars. And in the end, when I was looking for an acoustic guitar, I went for the Tanglewood. And the Tanglewood entry level, maybe not entry level, it's between maybe £200 and £300, something like that. I went for that, and I tried out all of the guitars in the shop. There's some Takamine guitars that were thousands of pounds, and I just didn't like the way that it felt. But then I played the Takamine guitars, not Takamine, the Tanglewood guitars, and I thought, oh, this is easier to play than the Takamine. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's from personal experience, that, yeah, just try and play the guitar if you can. And yeah, if you go to a shop, then you might have to ask. I mean, you can try some full-size guitars if you want to. Generally, if you're talking about, did you say, oh, you did say acoustic guitar. I was going to say electric guitars. Yamaha have a really good level of, I mean, their entry-level electric guitars are great. Some of the students that I teach who might have just got a £100 or £200 guitar, and it's a Yamaha, and I'd play it and I thought, well, actually this is really nice for the money. So the quality of guitars is just really risen with time. Obviously the manufacturing process has been, I don't know, streamlined, and the quality has, the ease of playing, the playability of the guitars, are great now, even for cheap guitars. But what I always say is get your fingers on the fretboard if you can. But if you've got really small hands and you're struggling to play, go for a 3/4 size guitar, but also make sure that you restring the guitar before you start playing it. Now, obviously, you've got to buy one, and then you can't restring it in the shop. The reason that I say this is because in the shop, because I know, because I used to teach in a shop, they put the heaviest strings known to man on those guitars, because the strings have to last for years, potentially, because that guitar might be on the wall for a year, a couple of years, a few years, and it might have multiple people trying it out, playing it. So they don't want to keep on having to replace the strings on the guitars, especially if you've got hundreds of guitars in the shop. So yeah, they put on really heavy strings. So of course this means that when you buy the guitar, you take it home, you start playing, and your fingers start to hurt because the strings are so heavy. And everyone that has been coming to lessons with me in the past, they say, oh, I started playing, and after the lesson last week, I practiced for maybe an hour a day, and my fingers started to really hurt. And then I said, well, did you change the strings on your guitar? And they said, well, no, I didn't. I said, well, yeah, because those strings are really heavy. They are going to hurt your fingers. So you want to make sure that you change them for the lightest ones you can. And generally on an acoustic guitar, you're going to look for 10 gauge strings is what you want. So the thinnest string on the guitar is going to be 10s, and you can get Martin extra lights. Those are great strings, and yeah, it means that you're going to be able to play and minimize the amount of pain that your fingers go through. And I think it's all about making the guitar easier to play and the easiest to play. What's the point in, especially if you're not too bothered if the strings are a little bit lighter and you're not too worried about the tone that they're making, if you're just learning to play. And even still, you can get a great tone out of lighter strings. So it hasn't really affected me. I know there's some purists that will say, oh no, you've got to play at least 11s or 12s on acoustic guitar, but I think that if you play with lighter strings, it's just going to make the guitar so much more accessible, because you're not going to be going through pain and getting. I mean, you still might get a little bit of sensitivity on the end of your fingers, but then your fingers will get harder. Your skin will adapt. But yeah, make it as easy as possible. Anyway, thank you for that, Angela. And Marge donated £3.60. Thank you for that, Marge. The message is, this is probably a dumb question, but do the sound technician have to sign a confidentiality agreement when doing the pre-recorded on and off mics at a concert? Thank you. So thank you for that, Marge. And I've got some information on this that I can't say who it is or who they were a sound technician for, but the answer is, I mean, they probably do now. They probably have a contract that you've got to sign, because the person that I'm referring to, who contacted me a while back, worked for a very, very well-known band. And I don't want to give too much away, but they were the ex-sound technician for that band. And the particular band were using pre-recorded vocals, but obviously they weren't telling the crowd, the audience, that was going on. And the pre-recorded vocal on the backing track, and it was lead vocal on the backing track, was being mixed in with the live vocal. And this particular sound technician got sacked, but he was let go because he didn't have the live vocal low enough. So people were hearing, as well as the vocal that's pre-recorded, they were hearing a bit of the live vocal, which of course probably didn't sound that good, because there's a reason that it had been pre-recorded for the live show. But obviously, yeah, he'd played that. And I don't know whether, I didn't ask him, whether it is a bit of a protest, maybe because he knew that it was a mimed vocal, so he might have just pushed up the real mic a little bit so that people heard a bit of the real voice. But anyway, back when he did it, there wasn't a contract in place, but he was let go because of that. So when talking about it now, I wouldn't be surprised if there are confidentiality agreements with the big bands, with the sound technicians, because they will know exactly what's going on, because it's their job to make it seamless so that people think they're seeing something that is not actually happening. They're thinking it's a live vocal when it isn't. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know it for a fact. All I can say is, given the message that I've got from people who are kind of in that inner circle and then got chucked out of that inner circle, from what they say, it's probably a contract thing now, and just not being allowed to talk about it. Because this is the other thing, that when sound guys come out, and we had this with the Celine Dion video, where, and not even sound guys, the people involved with the performance come out and say, oh yeah, it was a live vocal. I mean, it's a bad look when it's then objectively proven to be a pre-recorded vocal that was recorded before even the sound check happened, the day before. So when you can start matching up audio files, and then you've got the people who are actually part of the performance saying, oh yes, it was a live vocal, it's just a bad look, unfortunately, because I guess that's the important part, is then people realise how deep the rabbit hole goes, that they will say something that isn't true, unfortunately. But yeah, the proof is in the objective data. Anyway, yeah, thank you. We don't want to get down into that rabbit hole in a live stream, or on a live stream, but thank you for that, Marge. And just quickly, Robert has donated £2.16. Thank you for that, Robert. The message is, any plans to do an analysis on the Warning new album Keep Me Fed? Kept Me Fed. I think that's a typo. Keep Me Fed. It's really good, and production is top tier. It says 2-tier, but yeah, I think it's maybe typing quickly. But thank you for that, Robert. And I mean, at the moment, a while ago, I was chatting with Rudy, and we said about the girls maybe coming on the channel, doing an interview, something like that, which I'm still totally open for, but no plans at the moment to do an analysis on the album, I mean, the thing is, I don't really do analysis videos on albums or singles or new releases, anything like that, unless it's something that a guest wants to talk about during an interview. So yeah, and the other thing is having any part of the album to then kind of play it and get around, or not get around, but have the copyright. I'm sure that they probably only copyright claim and don't copyright block because they, probably have people that are doing reaction videos to new singles and albums and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, no plans to do it at the moment, but yeah, if they want to jump on the channel again, because I interviewed them years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was, but yeah, if they want to come on again, they're more than welcome. So thank you for that, Robert. Now I can see there have been other subscribers, other donations, but there have been other subscribers, but other donations in the super chat window. So thank you guys for those. And quick plug of that thumbs up button. If you guys can hit the thumbs up, that would be great, because we need 13 more people to hit the thumbs up. And if we do that, if we hit the target, it'll be first of all a new record for the channel and a live stream, but then also we'll bust out the guitar and have a jam and see what happens. And it's midnight, so things are moving along quickly. I think the jam, let's have a look over here to see what Joe says. The jam is going to be, I'm trying to see how long it is. 6 minutes and 27 seconds. So we'll leave a bit of space for that at the end. So about 5 past midnight my time, we'll jump into it. If we have hit the target, there we go. So we will bust out the guitar, have a jam at the end of the live stream. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. Of course, you can keep on doing that. It really does help. And if you're watching on catch up, you can hit the thumbs up as well. And hello to you guys in the future. Right, let's have a look. Mark has donated $19.99. So thank you for that, Mark. And the message is, before Ken's bots started challenging you to some sort of singing duel, Ken had been avoiding a singing duel himself for weeks. It's come to my attention. I just posted a one-take cover of his song out of spite. So thank you for that, Mark, and that's Mark's first donation on the channel in the super chat window. So thank you for that. And yeah, this is it, and something that I'll address in Troll Corner. We'll jump into that in a second, because on my video, and this hasn't happened on any video I've ever done in the past, I'm getting multiple comments that are the same, literally the same comment copied and pasted from different usernames. And one of those is the same person that I'm addressing, that I'm addressing in my second video, to try and point out that what I'm saying is objective fact. It's objective proof of what I'm saying that is correct. And I'm trying to explain it, but this person said exactly the same thing of, what was it? I put it on my phone. I tell you what, let's jump into Troll Corner quickly. I'll see you guys in a second. So I'm just going to look on my phone, because I think I took a screenshot of this somewhere. And no, that's I started going through them in order to see if it was just the same thing that's being posted each time. And it was literally copied and pasted. So I don't know whether I'm going to be able to find this now. So, but I want to try and get, it is the person that said that what I was doing was shameful. And I'm not going to be able to find it. Trying to look through, never mind, not going to get the username. Anyway, so in that person's comment, I wanted to try and read exactly what it was, but they were saying something like, I think that Phil, and they spelt my name wrong the first time. They spelt it PH, but then I said in my video or in a reply that it's with an F, so at least the second time they did spell my name correctly. But they said, I think Phil and Ken should have a sing-off to see who really is legit. It was something like that, along those lines. And I replied to them saying that I've never claimed to be a vocal coach and have my own course and all this kind of stuff. I do sing, And as I've mentioned, I've learned to sing. I couldn't sing, but then I've learned to sing, as best I can. But I'm not saying that I've got a course out and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, and just saying like that one person should have a sing-off against another person is putting it into the competition, kind of, I don't know, it's putting it under that heading or in that bracket of this person is better than this person, and that person isn't as good as another person, and this person's legit and this person isn't legit. Music is art, and it is an art form, so it means that everybody sings differently. Everybody's got their own voice. So to think that you can have a competition of singing against someone, I know that talent shows do that kind of thing, but they're TV shows, they're talent shows. It's not, well, they're TV shows, they're not necessarily even talent shows. But I know that, yeah, they do that on TV, but in the real world, you get some great singers who are unique with the way that they sing. And they might not even be the most accurate pitch-wise, but it is their voice. It is, not pitch-corrected auto-tune. It is unique. It is uniquely them. So, yeah, talking about having a sing-off with somebody, again, it's totally irrelevant. And what would a sing-off entail? Because as an artist, all you do is you write your songs and you sing your songs, and that's it. So I sing my songs, and I did reply to that person saying, yeah, I've played live for 20 years, something like that. I've never mimed. I can honestly say that I've never, even sections, I've never mimed live, because learning to sing and having worked at it, I would rather artistically, I would rather use my voice and know that at least I'm doing what I'm doing, and that I'm not kind of going in the studio and getting everything absolutely perfect and doing comp takes and then piecing it all together and then going and moving my mouth live rather than singing. So yeah, artistically, it's just something that I don't do. I don't use pitch correction. I don't use auto-tune. And in terms of having a sing-off, there's no point to it, because some people might say, oh, I preferred Phil's voice. So some people might say, I preferred Ken's voice. It's nothing to do with a competition. It's just personal preference and subjective views. But anyway, yeah. So just that kind of comment, I think, is a little bit silly. Just totally missing the point of music being an art form. And I think part of the arts form is honesty, integrity, authenticity, all of these different things, which for me personally, I think that as soon as you mime something, that it's not you anymore. So how can it be authentic? How can it be your authentic self, your artistic expression, for example? Because it's not you there in front of the microphone. It was you whenever you recorded that vocal, which is going to be absolutely spot on all the time. And that's not live singing. Oh, the interesting thing is, that person or somebody else did a comment, and this is multiple comments again, saying, okay, let's see who's used backing tracks in the past. And they go on to list loads of names, and in there was Seal, by the way, and they were trying to claim that all of these bands and artists were miming that they used backing tracks. And I tried to explain to them that a backing track is not a lead vocal. You do karaoke to a backing track, and when you're doing karaoke, you're not being drowned out by the actual singer because they've taken that vocal out. So the backing is literally the backing, not the lead. A vocal is a lead in front, and you've got backing vocals because they're backing. It's not a lead vocal. That's the difference between the two. So they didn't really understand that. And I don't know who's making these comments and copying and pasting them. It might be someone to do with, Ken's channel. I don't know. I don't have proof of that. That's what some people are saying. But again, that person should know the difference between backing tracks and lead vocals, and that singing to a backing track, singing live to a backing track, is not miming to a lead vocal that is on a backing track. And the other thing is, yes, saying about Seal, I did say in that I know Seal personally, and I know for a fact that he would be probably as offended as you could be if anybody said that he mimed. He's never mimed, and he's very passionate about doing everything 100% authentically, because he's a true artist. So yeah, throwing his name in there was a massive mistake. I mean, considering my, you know, relationship with him, that I know him and I know exactly his views on it, and I know, and you know, he performs all the time. He's doing, you know, loads of really stripped back acoustic performances at the moment, just playing guitar, and you know, check out some of those because they'll be on his Instagram account, but also in shorts on YouTube, and he's doing that live. He's genuinely performing, and he has done throughout his whole career. So yeah, it's important to, you know, clarify that again, this person, whoever's doing that comment, they don't know the background behind the artist that they're actually listing, that they might have had to sing live over a backing track for a TV performance or something, but they haven't mimed. It's a totally different thing, you know, literally doing nothing. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be Troll Corner for tonight. Otherwise, it's going to go on all night and potentially for the whole weekend and all of next week. So anyway, yeah, thank you guys for tuning into Troll Corner. There's a bit of a video that I'm going to be releasing tomorrow night, which is on a totally different thing. It's not on the whole vocal coach thing, but I mean, it's again another controversial video, so you're going to have to watch that one tomorrow night. And it's, oh, I don't know, is it a rant? I don't think it's quite a rant, but it is definitely potentially in that area. So yeah, look out for that video. I'm going to try and release that for 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So yeah, oh, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. But let's get out of Troll Corner. See you in a second. So, right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. So let's see which one won out in the end. It's a Docken off. So it looks like In My Dreams has 54% of the vote. So we're going to be taking a look at my version of the Docken classic, of course. I hope you guys enjoy this, and we've got a picture corner coming up after this as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you guys after. Rock!
In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. Toss and turn all night in the sheets, and I can't sleep. Night after night, don't know what it means. In my dreams, what can I say or do? You won't come back when you're through. Not realize too late that baby your love has turned away. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it used to be. Calling your name, but you're turning away. Please don't leave. Running in circles, waiting to see you in my dreams. What can I say or do? You won't come back when you're through. Not realize too late that baby your love has turned away. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is
And there we have it. That was my version of In My Dreams by Docken. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I always say on that video, there are sometimes people that say, oh, George Lynch, when he's playing the solo, he doesn't tap it, he uses his little finger. And I always have to say, it's because he's got big hands and I haven't got big hands. So another thing about, artistry and embracing you as yourself and not trying to, sometimes you physically can't do what somebody else can do because of physiology, and that was the case in that particular cover. So you have to work your way around it. So yeah, that's why I was tapping in the notes during the solo. Anyway, we are going to be jumping into, well, first of all, the PayPal window. There's been a couple more donations in there, so thank you guys for those. Barbara has donated £35.98, so thank you for that. And the message is sending many thanks and congratulations on 417,000 subscribers. So thank you for that, Barbara. And another one's come through. It's Kim, who has donated £10.59. So thank you for that, Kim. And the message is, hi Phil, congrats on hitting 416,000. 425,000 is easily in the headlights for you. I know you've taught guitar, but have you taught voice? If so, did you enjoy it? Hugs from Canada, Kim. So thank you for that, Kim. And I have taught voice and vocals before, but it's not something, and it's just through, my first kind of, foray into guitar teaching was because people had seen me play the guitar and seen me play live and said, can you teach me how to do what you're doing? Because, they want to be able to do it. So I said, oh yeah, that's fine. So that's how kind of things started on that side of things. And it would just be showing them, even not getting paid for it. And then I went to an interview at the guitar shop and got that particular job. But that's how that started out. And then when I was learning to sing, I'm trying to think how long I'd been learning to sing, maybe a few years. So it meant that I was going out and performing live, and it's exactly the same thing that they said, oh, can you teach me how to sing? And I could say, well, yeah, because I'd done, loads of courses, and I'd say a lot of them, didn't really help me. It was just figuring things out for myself and kind of working with what I had. And I know that I've got loads of bad habits, but I'm just going to skip this advert. But yeah, it's just figuring out what somebody else is doing and trying to apply what I know about. So I didn't go out there advertising, oh, I'm a vocal coach, or I teach vocals. But if somebody said to me, can you help me? Then yeah, I'll say, well, yeah, I can, have a listen and tell you what I think. So all of the things that I've learned about the voice and doing different vocal courses, all that kind of stuff, it was, something that I felt, well, I can teach. And actually my second guitarist, Griff, he said, because he'd seen me learn to sing kind of from scratch, he said, you can teach. He said, you can teach vocals. You can do that if you want to, because he obviously was listening to me sing, at live shows, week in, week out. And he said, he kind of made me realize, or at least gave me the confidence, because I just see myself as a guitarist, but he probably gave me the confidence to think, oh, well, maybe if somebody does ask me, then I can maybe teach them something about singing. And yeah, that's how that went. But I never advertised it, and never, unlike guitar, which obviously on behalf of the shop is always getting advertised. But yeah, I wouldn't advertise, teaching vocals or calling myself a vocal coach. I don't really see myself as that. I know stuff about the voice and kind of how it works and how, vocal cords vibrate, and you cannot replicate the same pitch to 1/100th of a second multiple times, and not even twice. You can only do once, and then the next one will be different. So I know a lot about the technical side of it, and the theory of what you should be aiming for. And the thing is that I've said about the human voice, you can know all the theory, but especially I think if you're learning to sing from not having been able to sing, getting your voice to do the things you want it to do is really difficult, and sometimes it's a lifelong quest of just trying to suss out your own voice. But yeah, I mean, thankfully, I got to a point where I can kind of get away with it, I think. But I think a huge part of that is pitch, of being able to sing accurately. I know that nowadays you can use pitch correction and all that kind of stuff, but when I was learning to sing, it wasn't an industry standard, and I just didn't want to use it anyway. I wanted to be able to do it myself, because all the people that I listened to and voices that I liked, they were actually doing it. So that's the way that I wanted to do it. So anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Kim. So I have taught it in the past, but it's not something that I used to advertise, because even though I feel like, yeah, maybe I could point out things to help people with their voices. Yeah, I still see myself as a guitarist, not a singer. Even though lots of people thankfully seem to think my voice is okay, which is mission accomplished for me. Anyway, thank you for that, Kim. Right, we need to keep organised because we're jumping into Picture Corner. So let's jump into there. And we'll get my elevator music going in the background. So let me make sure that this is all going to show up, because I don't know where. Oh, there it is. It's slightly off to the left, so I might be able to move that if I can grab it. There we go. Right, so first of all, we have Dina, who is looking at guitars, I believe. Let me try and get to the message that is sent with this. Okay, here we go. And the message is, hello, fellow wingers. Thought I'd share a photo from the 16-day Eastern States Exposition in Springfield, Massachusetts. Here I am holding an electric guitar shaped cutting board. Rock on! Oh, so thank you for that. And yeah, I wondered why there was no neck to it. I thought maybe it was a guitar under construction, but it's a cutting board or chopping board. I think we call it. Well, I know we call a chopping board here in the UK, but is that the same as a cutting board, or maybe that's something for cutting things, more like, I don't know, DIY and bits of MDF and cutting up different bits of wood and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, but anyway, it's a cutting board. Thank you for that, Dina. And going to the next one, here we have Lynn, who says, Pluto and I survived his dental appointment, no cavities. So thank you for that, Lynn. And if Lynn has survived the dental appointment, does that mean that if Pluto does need cavities, then she has to have cavities as well? I'm not sure how it works, but thank you for that. Right, we have another one here. And actually we have a few. So this is a few in a row from Barbara. There's this poster and this poster and this poster of some guy. And Barbara says my... Wings of Pegasus ornament, and yes, these posters are on my walls in my living room. Love, my Phil Henley. And that's it. So thank you for that, Laura, for sending me these pictures. And if you guys want to get involved, if you're a Facebook user, you can head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over there. That's where these pictures get uploaded to, and then Laura sends them to me and links me to them from that page. So anyway, that is Picture Corner for tonight, so let's get rid of that and let's get out of Picture Corner, because we have to get into tonight's Filjam. So microphone on, and I always forget what I'm doing here. Zoom out, check. Because of the gremlins earlier, I'm hoping I'm going to click on this and see if it makes
building
noise.
Your online business.
Can you hear that? Because last time when we had the gremlins getting involved, we lost the audio from the video. But anyway, hopefully that is working. And we have this is backing track modulating E major, C major, or C Lydian, and A Dorian. So this is coming from Q Jam Tracks, and that's all one word, and just the letter Q, and then Jam Tracks. And right, let me skip the advert, unmute that, and all right, Chant of the North says yes, I can hear it, which is good. And let me see if I can hear it. I can hear it. I think I have zoomed out. Oh, Joe says levels good, sounds good. Okay, right, well, let's give this a go. Oh, I'm too far away from the pedals to do anything. But okay, this backing track is going all over the place, but we'll try our best. Took a gamble there. If what I'm playing there is going, because I can't really hear the string section. going to end, I think.
Hey Meta, take a photo.
Oh! I'm just playing along now to the advert sound. That's not the backing track anymore. So, there you go. Oh, let me stop that from happening. Right, so yeah, that last part. Yeah, I thought, well, a bit of a strange change there. We've now gone to E minor, but no, that was the advert. Anyway, the backing track did indeed stop, and that was... oh, Frank says miming. Oh, of course. I don't know whether... yeah, I don't know whether... you how would you do that? Like, how would you mime over a backing track that you haven't heard before? Oh, that'd be hilarious trying to do it. Yeah. But you do sometimes see on Instagram, and I've featured videos like this where people are pretending to play the guitar and they're not even actually playing the guitar. But anyway, that was the Filjam for tonight. So it was from Q Jam Tracks, all one word. That's the YouTube channel, and this was backing track. Dash modulating E major, C major, or C Lydian, and A Dorian. And by the way, there's all the scales and modes, in case you're wondering what all those funny words mean. But yeah, I don't like to think about any of that when we're just kind of seeing how we go with the backing track and then random advert. I mean, the good thing is, and this is something actually that I used to do when I just had the guitar and I was practicing different techniques and, you know, just going through the subconscious side of playing, is you'll be amazed how many adverts have songs or you know, have some kind of musical accompaniment. So it means that you get really good practice of just following one advert after the next, because they're all in different keys and different sounds, and then you just get used to kind of singing over the top of whatever that sound is. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, that might have been good practice for then in later life of just kind of playing over the top of something. But yeah, same thing with that particular advert at the end, which, you know, sound like quite a cool thing in E minor. Right, anyway, this is enough of this. We're going to be calling things to a close. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Diamond Girl donated $5 and said, another night of great entertainment. Thank you, Phil. So thank you for tuning in and for that donation. And let me find where my mouse has gone. And Vera has donated £7.20. Thank you for that, Vera. And the message is, hi Phil, just so you know, I love your singing voice. It is beautiful. Hugs and much respect for your truth and integrity, Vera. So thank you for that, Vera, and the kind words as well. Right, I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course, so look out for that one. I'm going to be live streaming on Tuesday night again, same time, same place, 11 PM British summertime. So yeah, type time in London, England into Google and you'll find what the time is where I am. But yeah, if you can join me on Tuesday, that would be great, because that's where I will be. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight and for hitting the thumbs up. It means that next week we're going to be attempting a new record on top of tonight's record of 575. So we need everybody to turn up again so that we can do it next time as well. But anyway, have a great rest of your weekend and try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!